Hello cousins, welcome back to my YouTube channel. If you're new here, my name is Big Mama Cooks and I have an Instagram page where I post recipes all the time at Big Mama Cooks _. Today's video is video number 4 in my rice week videos, and we are making Moro de Habichuelas Negras or Dominican black bean rice. Let's get right to it. In a pot that's been heating up on medium-high heat, I'm going to add about 1.5 tablespoons of cooking oil, and I'm going to follow up with 1 tablespoon of sofrito. My sofrito is fully loaded with amazing flavors. Check out the video, I have it up on my channel. Next, I'm gonna add in 1 chicken bouillon cube to my sofrito. I'd like to note that I like to use the Maggi chicken bouillon cubes that has the chicken with the black outline. Why the chicken with the black outline? Because it's the chicken bouillon cubes with the Dominican flavors and seasoning. I'm going to mix these two really well together so that the flavors can marry. And then I'm gonna go ahead and add in some added verduras or green to my sazon. I'm going to add in some ají Cubanelo or Italian green bell pepper, some celery, red onion, and of course a little cilantro. My sofrito is already fully loaded with all of these ingredients, but when I have the time I like to add in a little extra for a little extra flavor. Then I'm going to add in 1 drained can of black beans. The brand doesn't matter. Just a drained can of black beans. At the bottom of the beans, there's always a little gump. There's always a little black bean gump at the bottom of the bean can. Add that into the beans as well, because that gump tends to add a lot of great color to our Moro de Habichuelas Negras. Next, I'm going to add in 1 orange seasoning packet. I like to note that I like to use the orange seasoning packets from the brand Accent, because the brand Accent gives great flavor and it's not too salty and gives a great tint of color. Then I'm gonna add in about 2 tablespoons of Worcestershire. I don't know how to say that word in English. Salsa Inglesa in Spanish. After I add the 2 tablespoons of salsa Inglesa, I'm gonna mix everything really well together, and then we're gonna follow up with the rice. My washed and cleaned rice is gonna go straight into the beans. Yes, no water yet. It's gonna go straight into the beans, and I'm gonna mix everything really well together. I make sure that I mix really well so there are no white spots. It's a pet peeve of mine that after my rice is done, my moro is done, and I'm gonna serve the rice, I find white spots. So I take the extra step to mix really well. After my rice has been mixed really well, then I'm gonna come in and add the water. I'd like to note that I am making moro for 4 people, so I use 2.5 cups of rice, and I'm adding in 2.5 cups of water as well. I'm gonna mix everything well together, and I'm going to let my rice sit on the pot on high heat for 8 minutes. 8 minutes exact, until the rice absorbs all the liquid. Please put a timer. At the end of those 8 minutes, I'm gonna come back and my rice has absorbed all of the liquids. At this point, I'm able to pull out the large vegetables. At this point, all of the flavors have been drained into the rice and we don't need them anymore. But this is a preference of mine. You can leave this in the rice if you choose to. Next, I'm going to build my little rice mountain so that all of the rice can be cooked evenly and doesn't get stuck to the sides of the pot. And then I'm going to add my cilantro to the top of my little rice mountain. Why am I adding the cilantro now and not when I was making the sazon? Well, because it's easier to pull it out later, and your kids are never going to argue with you about the leaves in their rice. Then I'm going to follow up with aluminum foil. I'm going to cover my rice really well, and I'm going to lower the flame to low flame, and let this cook for 25 minutes. Again, set another timer for 25 minutes. At the end of those 25 minutes, when we come back and check on our rice, we have perfect Moro de Habichuelas Negras done. You see how easy it's going to be to pull out the cilantro now as opposed to it being in your rice? The rice still absorbs all of the cilantro flavor, but it's just easier to pull out. So now we're going to break up our rice. Look how perfect Moro de Habichuelas Negras is. Yes, perfect Moro de Habichuelas Negras straight from the can. And the best part, those 25 minutes, we have concon at the bottom of the pot. Yes, we do. What is concon? Concon is the crispy part that forms at the bottom of the rice, also known as pegao, also known as raspao or raspadura. Yes, cousin, we have concon. And there you have it, perfect Moro de Habichuelas Negras straight from the can. I served mine with costillas guisada, or in English, stewed ribs. Thank you so much for watching, cousins. See you again next time.